Are there any reviews that you look back on and think like, man, this score way too high?
Oh, on an unrelated note, it makes me think of, have you guys played the third Dead Space game?
I did, yeah. I bought it off of a friend's recommendation.
God damn it.
I played quite a bit of it.
I think that
I played quite a bit of it as well.
I think a lot of us played it.
I played about 25 hours of it in a weekend.
it's a fun co-op game.
I disagree.
Oh. So
She
you don't
couldn't
like
handle you saying that.
Game Oven. Damn it.
Game Oven.
You have to preheat this game to 450 if you want to actually survive these attacks.
It goes up to 500 though. Dead Space 3 is a great game. I love that game. Almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
I love that game. I played the game so many
I
times.
probably played more of that than I played of the previous Dead Space games because I didn't especially like Dead Space 1 or 2.
That was a mistake.
Well,
games are great.
we're talking different languages now.
Those games are great.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are
So you
fucking
think you
amazing.
say it's the best Dead Space game?
Someone's review does.
What? I didn't review the other ones.
You know what?
But your review says it's the best Dead Space game, one of the best horror games of all time.
Windows has this handy feature where you can you pull windows to the sides and it just like puts them right next to each other.
Yeah.
You should pull up the 2 Dead Space 3 reviews.
Oh God, please do.
Wait, okay.
Yours and his.
Okay. You could read them. What the hell
know
was
what
that?
we're doing anymore.
Do you guys have a cycling background? Oh,
Yeah.
you do? Okay, yes. All right.
You broke it. What the hell?
Sorry. Yeah. So,
Hi, Thomas.
okay. Just checking in. Okay.
Still water in the pool. This came up earlier in the week.
This is weird.
This has been a long-running thing. He's heard about this a lot.
All right. Look at that headline.
So just drag
What's the
one,
headline?
to the right.
You got it.
There you go.
Get over there, buddy.
I don't have real glasses.
Grab this other one.
There you
here.
go.
Okay. So
What do we got?
this is not a bad score from Jeff here, or for Brad.
from Brad,
Brad.
yeah.
It's Brad. Okay, sorry.
Ooh, what happened to the formatting on that review?
Okay, what's the?
Let's see.
Have a headline. Let's read the. Chill out, brah. I'm just here for some nar shreddage. Was that you?
Yes,
That's
yes. That was
good.
That was me. Yes.
I don't know if I did it.
It's a thing that snowboarders might say.
Let's see. I think the last paragraphs are really where the meat usually is, right?
Yeah, just skip to the end.
Okay.
The
all right.
review secret.
Okay. Gotcha.
You just want to quickly know.
That's right. Well, I'll read mine first here. Visceral laid the foundation for a terrific horror series with the first Dead Space. The clean, HUD-less presentation, dismemberment-focused gunplay, and expertly crafted derelicts have made each successive entry feel ahead of its time. Dead Space 3 evolves the winning formula into a title not only befitting of the fantastic series, but also one of the best games of this generation. I stand by that to my grave.
All right.
I will
All
go
right.
down with the
I know
shit.
Good.
he's talking about Tim being earnest, and yes, he's been completely honest there, and I know that, and I respect him for that.
The space walk
Fair,
part,
hey man.
Yes.
Everybody's entitled
the
to their
Lovecraftian
perspective.
twist towards the end. We find out what.
Wait, what was that? Oh God, right.
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck that.
We have different emotions about this thing.
It was bad dumb. It wasn't even fun
I remember
dumb.
kind of thinking the crafting weapon stuff
that was
neat.
okay. That was a neat
I
idea.
bought into that so hard.
The first third of the game is pretty great. Like when you're like space jumping between derelict
I love the space
ships and all that stuff. That stuff. It was pretty much just when you went down to the planet, it all kind of went to
Then
shit.
also the second and third thirds were also top notch. I feel like.
Tim, I remember defending you, though, because when everyone was giving you shit incessantly about it, one thing they kept bringing up was everyone was like, oh, the microtransactions are terrible. They're awful. And I was with you in that I did not think they were that bad. It was like you could press a button on the screen where you made your weapons or whatever if you wanted to buy a
I
thing.
think if you clicked to try to make something that you didn't have resources for, like
Say
a moron.
Hey, do you want to?
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, you can't make this, but this is how you could get it.
But I remember it wasn't that bad, and everyone was like, oh, it ruins the game, it's terrible.
I had an embarrassment of riches regarding like resources to build stuff.
Yeah,
for
that
itself,
stuff was
so,
not.
Yeah.
Was
We
not
are
necessary.
running a poll right now. One of the moderators has started a poll here, and the question is: Dead Space, the statement is Dead Space 3 is one of the best games of the generation.
Okay.
And the three responses are, the poll's still in motion here, so we'll let it
Okay.
get, but it's overwhelmingly heading in a certain direction. The three responses are yes, close, and what the fuck are you saying?
Okay, gotcha. Well, let's balance this out here with Brad here. Dead Space 3 incorporates some successful new ideas into its stock horror action formula, and some segments of the game really impressed me, but it's hard not to feel disappointed by the weaker parts of its design. I'm still glad I saw the Dead Space trilogy through to the end, and if you're invested in the series, it's absolutely worth playing, but it's too bad this respectable series, which felt so exciting and fresh when it debuted just a few years ago, had to go out on a middling note. So middling note or best games of this generation.
Man,
that's
really.
that.
I mean, I guess a lot of that depends on your perspective on the generation.
I guess so. Yeah. I did play more games than Dead Space 3. Just
Okay, all right.
Just to clear the air there.
Well, I think the poll results are in here with, okay, so Dead Space 3 is one of the best games of the generation. Yes, received 42 votes.
That's, yeah.
Close received 49 votes.
Okay.
What the fuck are you saying received 483 votes.
Hey, you know, that's fine. It's the beautiful thing about opinions. But
Certainly.
yeah, you know, it's like it was more action-y than the other games in the series.
And
But
that is what I came to it going like, oh, okay, because I
Yeah.
don't like survival horror kind of at all. So 1 and 2, I ended up playing a bunch of 1. I played through 2. I was like, this is okay.
Two was
love
already
1 and 2.
2 was already more actiony than 1, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
2 was the
Like,
right balance.
Yes. 2 was like, all right, you mixed some Uncharted in with the Dead Space, and that's totally fine.
yeah, and there was a lot of more set piece moments in 2, and but that's the great thing is like I don't want them all just to be the same flavor. You know,
Sure.
I like that about them.
Yeah, the
so.
4th game, if they'd been able to make it, was actually going to be a basketball game.
That's
They can't make a fucking
Space
basketball game to save
basketball.
their lives over there. So
The moon was a necromorph. What the fuck?
No, what is
Earth's
it?
moon?
That sounds great.
I don't know. It wasn't our moon, but the moon around the planet you were
Okay.
on turned out to be a giant necromorph.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
fought the moon was the last boss.
I really
You
like
fought the moon.
I really like that.
It sounds like it should be good, but it was.
you know, there's just some shade going on in the chat out here.
What?
You know, just Banner Thief saying, "I'd like to remind the gentlemen assembled that Brad gave Resident Evil 5 a 5 out of 5."
Oh, dude, okay. Well, let's pull up the RE6 reviews, though.
Oh, no.
You really want to get down to it.
no, let's.
Oh my God! Sorry, I spoiled the beginning of
Spoiling episode 2 over here.
Can we
His dad turns on him.
Can we just make a transition out of Tommy Tallarico's dad spraying the hose at the camera?
I mean, probably. Probably.
We're not going to play more Black Soul, are we?
No, I think
we don't need to do that.
Okay, on the
Jason-
Black Soul. I'm actually going to come back there.
You want to do a
now,
hot swap
so
here? Okay.
We'll swap around here. And
I will say the ending of the Dead Space 3 DLC was fucking amazing, though, because I guess they figured out they were never going to get to make another Dead Space game.
Oh, really?
So they have the Necromorph moon show up at Earth and eat Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it show that?
Like the last
swallowing
shot.
Earth?
The last shot. The whole DLC is you like hijacking a spaceship and trying to get back to Earth from this planet you were stranded on, and you finally succeed and get there, and the moons have showed up, and they're like in the process of eating Earth.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was really something.
One of the best of the generation.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
975.
Yep.
I love giving you shit for that.
Was that part of your plan?
Actually, no, that just kind of came up. I know. And I mean it when I say I like your earnestness with that stuff, because I know you mean that when you really enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
But then me and Brian bought it because you were so excited about it. And that was $60.
And you had a good time with co-op, though, right?
No, we played like 5 hours of it and we both stopped.
So hang on, where do you land on RE5 then? Like, I'm not sure how does that constitute shade if somebody's like.
oh, it's just they were talking shit
Plugging
about your
I like
RE5
RE5.
review.
Yeah, I didn't review that for Game Informer or anything, but before that, and I think co-op is 100% the way to go with that game.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite, like next to Dead Space 3, I think that'd be one of my
okay.
favorite co-op games
Okay.
of all.
I would endorse that statement.
I think the only like game that I reviewed that I can think of a Game Informer equivalent that I read and went fucking what was Enter the Matrix. Was Reiner's review of Enter the Matrix? He gave it some kind of high review, some kind of non-middling review.
I could see
at
that.
the time, I remember going like,
Sure.
dude, what?
What'd you end up giving it?
I forget now.
Okay.
It was-
I would-
Probably like a 6 or a 7.
yeah, probably.
Into the Matrix was the first one, right? Not Path.
Yeah, yeah.
Neo.
Enter the Matrix was the one that had like the cool like terminal window and you could hack stuff. You know, like,
And it had like tie-ins with the second movie,
Yeah,
right?
Pinkett
Pinkett
Smith,
and
and the other guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like werewolves you fought. I jumped through weird hoops to play that game to completion. I was playing on an Xbox, and then at a certain point, the save file completely corrupted.
Great.
I didn't understand there was a corrupted save file, so I got a new Xbox. I got a new copy of the game. I transferred everything over to a memory card to switch it from one over, and then I just finally, after that, I'm an idiot sometimes. Then I went on GameFAQs or something and was like, oh, there's a known problem with corrupt save files when you go into the vampire den or whatever. So I'd done all that for nothing. Like I had to start over.
You bought a new Xbox?
Yeah, it was really stupid. I was able to
Jesus.
return it.
Okay.